Have you ever noticed something interesting about retirement? Two people can retire at the exact same age, same year, same amount of free time, same opportunity to enjoy life, but somehow, 5 years later, they can look like they are living completely different lives. One person wakes up excited. They go outside, take a walk, meet people, learn something new, and still have that little spark in their eyes. The other person slowly starts living the same day over and over again. Wake up, sit down, watch television, move from the bed to the chair, from the chair to the kitchen, from the kitchen back to the chair, and before they know it, months have passed. Now, there is nothing wrong with resting. After working for decades, everyone deserves peaceful mornings. You deserve that slow cup of coffee. You deserve those quiet moments where nobody is asking you for anything. But there is something important we often forget. Rest is good. But too much stillness can slowly steal the energy that makes you feel alive. Your body was not designed to spend the rest of your life parked in one place. Your body wants a reason to wake up. Your mind wants something to experience. Your spirit wants to feel connected to life. And today, we are talking about one simple habit that can help you protect all three. Movement. Not running marathons. Not spending hours in a gym. Not trying to become a fitness model at 70. Nobody is asking you to wake up tomorrow wearing a headband and chasing teenagers around the neighborhood. The goal is much simpler. Move your body. Keep yourself active. Keep reminding yourself that life is still happening. And this idea connects deeply with the psychology of Carl Jung. Jung spent much of his life studying human growth, personality, and what makes people feel fulfilled. One thing he understood was that humans are not meant to stop becoming. We are always changing, always learning, always discovering new parts of ourselves. A person does not become finished when they retire. Retirement is not the ending of the story. It is a new chapter. And every good story needs movement. Think about your favorite movie. Imagine if the main character just sat in a chair for 2 hours and did nothing. Nobody would watch that movie. The same thing happens in our own lives. We need little adventures, little challenges, little reasons to get up and participate. Sometimes people think staying young means having a young face. But being young is not just about your skin, it is about your relationship with life. Have you ever met someone who was 75 years old but had the energy of a teenager? Maybe they tell jokes, maybe they travel, maybe they dance, maybe they are always curious about something. Then you meet someone much younger who already feels tired of everything. The difference is not always age. Sometimes the difference is how connected they are to life. And movement is one of the easiest ways to stay connected. Let me share a story. I once heard about a man who retired after working most of his life. For the first few months he loved retirement. He said, "This is amazing. No alarm clock, no boss, no rushing." And honestly, who wouldn't enjoy that? But after a while, something changed. His days became very quiet, too quiet. He started waking up later. He stopped going outside as much. He saw fewer people. He stopped doing the little things that used to make him feel useful. Then one day he looked at himself and said, "I retired from work, but somehow I also retired from life." That sentence stayed with me, because many people think retirement means stopping. But maybe retirement is actually the perfect time to start again. Start walking, start exploring, start meeting people, start doing things you never had time for before. Because the truth is, your body listens to your habits. If you spend every day telling your body, "We don't need to move anymore," eventually your body believes you. But if you tell your body, "We are still going places, we still have things to see, we are still part of this world," something changes. Even a simple daily walk can become a powerful message to yourself. I am still here. I am still growing. I am still living. And let me ask you something. What is your favorite way to stay active? Do you walk, garden, dance, swim, ride a bike? Maybe you have your own secret method that keeps you feeling young. Share it in the comments because someone reading your story might discover a new idea. Sometimes the best advice does not come from a book. Sometimes it comes from someone who has lived it. And in the next part, we are going to talk about something many people underestimate. Why a simple walk is not just good for your body, but also for your confidence, your mood, your memory, and your feeling of purpose after retirement. Now let's talk about something interesting. When people hear the word exercise, many people immediately imagine something difficult. They picture a gym, heavy weights, people running on machines looking like they are escaping from something. And for someone who is retired, that picture can feel exhausting before they even start. But here is the beautiful thing. Staying active does not have to look impressive. Nobody is giving you a trophy because you walked around your neighborhood. Nobody is standing outside your house with a stopwatch saying, "Congratulations, you finished your 20-minute walk." Life is not a competition. Movement is simply a way of telling your body, "I still care about you." And sometimes the smallest movements create the biggest changes. A walk in the morning, watering plants in the garden, cleaning the house, playing with grandchildren, taking the stairs instead of always using the easiest option. These little things add up. The body loves consistency more than intensity. Think about a person who waters a plant every day. They don't pour a whole bucket of water on it once a month and say, "Good luck, plant. See you later." They give it a little attention regularly. Our bodies are similar. Small daily care creates a big difference over time. And here is something Carl Jung would probably find fascinating. The way we treat our outer world often reflects what is happening inside us. When we stop moving completely, sometimes we also start withdrawing from life emotionally. We become less curious, less interested, less willing to try new things. Not because we don't care, but because we slowly get comfortable staying in the same place. And comfort is a funny thing. A little comfort can heal you. Too much comfort can trap you. A chair is wonderful. A comfortable bed is wonderful. But if your chair becomes your entire world, your world becomes very small. Imagine having a beautiful house but only living in one room. You would miss everything else. The same thing happens with life. There is still so much waiting outside your door. There are conversations you haven't had, places you haven't seen, people you haven't met, memories you haven't created, and movement helps open that door. Let me tell you about something I find interesting. Have you ever noticed how children move? They don't think about exercise. They don't say, "Today I will complete 5,000 steps for better cardiovascular health." No. They just move. They run because they feel like running. They dance because there is music. They jump because jumping is fun. Somewhere along the way, many adults lose that natural connection with movement. We turn everything into a job. Even fun things become responsibilities. Walking becomes exercise. Cooking becomes a chore. Meeting friends becomes something I should schedule. But maybe part of staying young is bringing back a little bit of that childlike energy. Not being childish, being curious, being playful, being willing to enjoy simple things again. Maybe that is why some older people seem so young. They never stopped being interested in life. They still laugh, they still explore, they still get excited about small things. They don't wake up thinking, "I'm getting older." They wake up thinking, "What can I enjoy today?" That mindset is powerful. Now, I want to talk about something many people experience after retirement. Purpose. For many years, people have a routine. Wake up, go to work, solve problems, help others, make decisions. Then retirement comes. Suddenly, that structure disappears, and some people quietly ask themselves, "Who am I now?" This is where movement becomes more than physical. A daily walk can become a small promise to yourself. It creates structure. It gives your day a beginning. It gives you something to look forward to. Maybe you walk and listen to music. Maybe you walk and think. Maybe you walk and say hello to the same neighbors every morning. That simple routine can become a part of your identity. You become the person who walks every morning, and believe it or not, that identity matters. Because humans need to feel connected to something. We need to feel that we still have a place in the world. I remember hearing about a woman who started walking after retirement. At first, she only walked because her daughter encouraged her. She said, "I don't really enjoy this. I'm just doing it because my daughter keeps asking." But after a few weeks, something changed. She started noticing little things. The flowers growing near her neighbor's house. The birds singing in the morning. People she had passed for years but never talked to. Her walk became less about exercise. It became her daily reminder that the world was still beautiful. One day, she said something simple. "I thought walking would change my body. I didn't realize it would bring me back to life." And that is the part many people miss. Movement is not just about adding years to your life. It is about adding life to your years. Now, I want you to think about something. What is one activity you used to enjoy when you were younger? Maybe dancing, maybe gardening, maybe fishing, maybe walking with friends, maybe playing a sport, maybe traveling. Is there something you stopped doing that you secretly miss? Because sometimes the answer to feeling young again is not finding something new. Sometimes it is returning to something that already made you feel alive. Tell me in the comments, what activity makes you forget your age? I would honestly love to know, because I think everyone has that one thing, that one activity where you stop thinking about birthdays and just enjoy being yourself. And here is the beautiful truth. You do not have to wait until you feel motivated. A lot of people think, when I feel energetic, I will start moving. But many times it works the other way around. You move first. Then the energy comes. The first step creates the second step. The second step creates momentum. And slowly, you start remembering something important. You are not someone who is finished. You are still becoming. You are still learning. You are still growing. Age changes your body, but your curiosity, your spirit, and your desire to experience life, those things can stay young. Now, let's make this practical. Because I know what some of you might be thinking. Okay, movement is important, but how do I actually make it part of my life? The answer is simple. Don't make it complicated. The biggest mistake people make is trying to change everything overnight. They wake up one morning and say, "New life starts today. I will exercise 2 hours, eat perfectly, wake up at 5 a.m., and become a completely different person." And usually, by day 3, they are back on the couch asking why life is so hard. Real change doesn't usually happen through one big decision. It happens through small promises you keep every day. Start with something you can actually enjoy. Take a 10-minute walk. Stretch in the morning. Dance to your favorite song. Work in the garden. Walk while talking to a friend. Move your body in a way that feels good. The goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is to stay connected with yourself. Because every time you move, you are sending a message. My life is still moving forward. And here is something else I want you to remember. Never compare your movement to someone else's. Maybe your neighbor walks 5 miles every morning. Maybe someone else goes swimming every day. That's great. But your journey is your journey. A small step from you is still a victory. Maybe today you walk for 5 minutes. Tomorrow, maybe 6. the next week, maybe 10. Those little improvements matter. A tree does not grow overnight. It grows little by little, every single day. People are the same. One of the most beautiful things about getting older is that you finally understand something younger people often miss. Life is not about rushing. It is about appreciating. The morning sunlight, a good conversation, a walk outside, a song you love, a laugh with a friend. The simple moments become the big moments. And movement helps you experience more of those moments, because when you feel better physically, you often become more open emotionally. You want to go places, you want to see people, you want to participate, you want to say yes to life. Carl Jung believed that the later chapters of life are not meant to be empty. They are meant to be a time of deeper understanding, a time to discover who you really are beyond your job, your responsibilities, and your past roles. Retirement is not the end of your story. It is the part where you finally have time to write the story you always wanted, and movement can be the first page. So if you remember only one thing from this video, remember this: stay moving. Not because you are afraid of getting older, but because you still have a life to live. Take that walk. Stretch your body. Go outside. Dance in your kitchen if nobody's watching. Actually, even if someone is watching, maybe that's better. It gives them something to smile about. Because staying young is not about pretending you are 25 again. It's about waking up and feeling grateful that you are still here. Still learning, still growing, still becoming. Now I want to hear from you. What is one habit that keeps you feeling young? Is it walking, music, gardening, travel, spending time with family? Share it in the comments, because your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video gave you a little motivation, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more conversations about psychology, life, and the little things that help us stay strong and fulfilled. Take care of yourself, keep moving, and remember, age is a number, but your relationship with life is a choice.